Hi. Bonus error. It is 8 p.m. on a 8:05 p.m. on a Sunday night, which is way later than I usually stream this kind of thing. But I am chomping at the bit to get work done on this plugin after having seen it get used in the 1.0 like big release was really well received. So I'm excited to make it even better. Is basically the plan. So I've got a couple items that have been given to me as feedback for today, and that's pretty much the plan. Some of them bigger than others. I've been asked to try and get Fitbit support, which I originally thought would be possible earlier this week, and now I'm back to thinking is not possible. There's another protocol for these kind of devices called Ant Plus, which I think is possible. And hey Violet, hello Pokemon Violet, welcome aboard, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. At this godforsaken hour, it's really late. I'm honestly surprised you're awake, because I think it's like 2 a.m. where you are, if I had to guess. But today, anyway, so today we're doing UX stuff. Let me switch over. I've got all my stuff nice and organized now that I've updated VTube Studio close to 1 a.m. Okay. Okay. Alright, so, the first thing that I've been asked to do for UX, from somebody who is trying to use this, is they did not like, or did not find it intuitive, that... Hey, Poobah! Hello. They did not find it super intuitive that you could just choose, any of these. Like, they're all the input methods are presented at the same time. And sure, it works where you check one and unchecks the other, but it's a lot of information to digest. And so they were asking like, oh, do I need to put in all of this information? Can I just do some of it? Is this still set up correctly? Yeah. Okay, cool. What the hell happened here? Hold on. Huh? Sorry. This is supposed to have something. An item with the same key has already been added. Alright, well I just found another bug. Anyway, so my plan is for this menu over here, I'm going to just have a drop down that's like preferred input method, and it will have a list of all of these different types, like pulsoid widget feed, read from file, test sliders. That'll be a drop down. You click on the drop down, and then it will make one of these modules selectively appear, and all the other ones will disappear, and it'll activate at the same time. I think is how I want to do that. The other concern was that when you go to add a new trigger or art mesh thing, it adds it to the top of the list, which makes no sense, because the button to add new ones is at the bottom of the list. So that's exciting. And there's apparently a bug here. It's complaining that there are 2 profiles for the VTube Studio model Akari, which there shouldn't be. I don't know how that managed to happen, but there shouldn't be. So that's a third thing I can work on today. And that's pretty much the plan. And then some of the more systemic stuff, like I was saying, different types of input, I think I'll have to do off stream, because a lot of that involves setting up like a developer program for whatever service I'm trying to use, and I don't want to accidentally leak credentials on air or reveal information that is sensitive in any way. So I have to suss those out first. Anyway, let's get rid of that. We don't need that. Alright, first things first, modifying the list that we've got here, making these things appear at the bottom instead of the top is very, very easy, I am pretty sure. Let's see if I can find where that is in the code. So we've got our heart rate plugin, info module manager plugin. Let's hop over to VS Code. And so there's a function in here that creates a module, create color input module, set sibling index, which is basically where in the hierarchy, and that's how Unity sorts things in a list like that, do we set it to. Here we set it to 1. Just, we always know that there will be a different one. Also, I'm now noticing that I'm still wearing my scuba gear from Everblue last time I streamed. I think I'm just going to keep it like this. I don't care. This is a very unplanned impromptu stream. I just wanted to get this stuff done because I had a pretty clear game plan. So, there is that. Hold on, who's pinging me? Discord. Why is my Discord lighting up? Oh, unrelated. Unrelated. Diving into the code. No. I just didn't remember to take my items off my face. Okay, so, really simple here. We've got our sibling index of 1. What we're going to instead want to do is, I think it's going to be like this, dot get child count minus 2? Wait, this is a method? Get child count is a method? Why? Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Child count. And then I need to do math dot max 0 1. There we go. I think that's what I want to do. Because if there aren't... So, child count would be, you've got 5, and then your index, because index is always 1 less, because you 0 index, would be 4, and 1 before the last one would be 3. So that's why we have to do the minus 2, I think. So let's see if this works. This is really easy to test. Hopefully that's like a one-line fix. Outputs. Oh, I hit the pause, or hit the play button too fast. Outputs. Alright. So now if I click a new expression... No. Oh wait, sorry, I didn't modify the expression one yet. I did the color one. New art mesh tint. No. I went to the top still. Why? Why would it do that? That's baffling. Okay. Okay. Why did it do that? So we're gonna... Well, I guess let's see what this number is. And instead of using a debugger like a normal human being, I'm just gonna use the logger because it's visual. What does this ultimately output? Index. Alright, so what is this actually? Because the way it was behaving made it seem like it was still 1. Outputs. New art mesh tint. It looks like it is indeed still 1. If I keep adding these, is it always 1? Interesting. So no matter how many of these I add, it thinks the index is... The value it should be using is always 1. Why would it do that? Let's look at what we've written here again. So I was saying we should do instance transform. Oh, wait, no. Duh. No. Instance transform is not what I want. Instance is the new thing we just made. It has no children. So, of course, its child count is going to be 0. You'll do 0 minus 2 is negative 2. 1 is bigger than that. Yes, that makes sense? No, I just forgot to take them off, Fuba. Why am I wearing my diving gear? Last time I streamed was the Everblue stream, like last weekend, and I just forgot to take these off. Booted up VTube Studio and it remembered my apparel. So what I actually want to do is this, I think. There we go. So the parent has children. Get the child count minus 2. Yeah, I simply forgot because I wasn't really planning on streaming today. I had folks over for the first time in a long time, and I wasn't sure if I'd have time to stream or if I'd have anything worth streaming. But it looks like I did. Okay. Oh, well, that's interesting. I guess it'll be 3 minus 3. But does this put... This should put it at the bottom, and it does. Okay, cool. Nice. That's good. I think. But then, another fun problem that we can get into. So if I add a bunch of these, the list doesn't scroll. So like, it does when you delete stuff, but hold on. Let me put this where it belongs first. Hey, Bon. Hello. Should be -3 now. There we go. Alright, back to Unity. Okay. Nope. Okay, that's bad. I simply want to put these at the end of the list. If I do a new... Well, it puts the new ones in the right spot, but it shouldn't be beneath this. Huh. Interesting. I don't see why this wouldn't work. Child count -3 or 1, I would think would be where we want our index to be. According to our logs, it's getting 4, which seems viable. Yeah, it was saying, oh, thank you. Maybe that'll jog what I need to be thinking about in my brain. Yeah, so like this module here, the new art mesh tint and expression trigger panel here needs to be at the bottom, but instead, when I like hit copy, these are going in the, they're going close to the bottom, but not close enough, or rather too close. Sorry, they should be here, and instead they're going beneath it. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why at all. Very strange. I thought this would be easy. I thought this would be like a one-line fix, and yet here we are. Okay. So I guess what is child count here? What are we actually getting as our number of children? I'm assuming it's I want to do minus because I'm setting an index, and if I set the index out of bounds, it won't work, I assume. Okay, so we're gonna do new art mesh. It thinks there are 9 children. I don't believe that's correct. Yeah, okay, it's saying the color list parent child count is 9. I don't see how that would be. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items here. So where is it getting 9 from? How is it getting 9? Let's look at this. Oh! It's got, okay, there are inactive vestigial game objects here that it seems like it's understanding as... Okay, hold on. Is there a way to get active children? That's what I need. Hold on. Shoot, okay. I mean, the other alternative would be I just have to iterate over these and generate the count myself. So the problem is that there are game objects on that list that are not active, so we can't see them. But when we do the child count, it is, of course, reporting that they exist. So I don't want that. That's undesirable behavior. I only want the count of active children. So let's see. Unity. Get count of active children. Vestigial. Yeah, what about it? That's the correct word. What about it, Bon? Why we laughing? Okay. I think I have to just do a for loop. We're gonna do... Yeah, okay, fine. That's annoying. But we can do that. Let's go make a extension method. Because this should exist for mono behavior, IMHO. So this will be in tools, utils. This is going to be transform utils. And so it's been a while since I've written an extension method, and I guess I could also just do like a static class here, and this doesn't need to be an extension method. We're going to do... Yeah, actually, this doesn't need to be an extension method. Public static int get active child count transform tf. It's going to be int count equals 0 for each what is it? It's going to be for each transform child in tf. Oops. If child dot is game object dot is what is it, active? I thought active in hierarchy. Yes, I think that's what I want. Count plus equals 1. Add 1 to the count. Return count. There we go. This should be capitalized because I'm not writing in JavaScript. Vestigial is not a big word. It's a average word. Okay. So then we can do get active child count like this. Oh, and then the -3 goes like that. Print out the index. This will work. This will work first try because I'm a big brain genius. There we go. That works now. Okay. So the problem was, so just to reiterate, in the parent here, in the way Unity works, it nests things. You have a parent-child relationship. So objects are attached as children to each other into complex structures, and that's how you form your UI here. So in the parent here, which is right here, I'll show it in the scene actually. That's probably a good way to visualize it. This is the parent. It's a giant scrolling plane that extends way off screen because it's a scrolling list that has all your information on it. But on it, there were several items that are deactivated. I can probably just delete them. I don't actually think they need to exist. But the behavior, either way, was undesirable, that I only want to count active items. So I think I can get rid of these with no ill effects. But they were counting towards the number of children, so when I was telling it to be 3 less than the number of children, it was just not in the right place. All right, let's see if we can do that. Open this guy up. Get rid of these unused objects. That should just help in general. Okay, cool. So that's the first item I had on my list, was get these to add to the bottom. We've done so. That's cool. I need to do this for the what is it, the 1 second. For the expression modules as well. Those were also being set to 1 on the sibling index. We can just do this for both of them. It's the same pattern. Should be all set. Yeah, especially when you have to like kill all. Oh, I'm not even gonna say that out loud. It's vile. But when you have to destroy the children of a parent object, it sounds very maniacal. It's bad, yeah. But parent to child. Parent has many children. child has one parent, never two. Never two parents, that's the other thing. So, all deeply fucked up. Someone clip that. Chadwick TC, thank you. I'm glad that I was able to make you break your oath of silence here by saying some real supervillain shit. You do what? Yeah. You can also orphan children if you separate them from their parent. What's up, Chadwick TC? How's it going? I'm glad you're able to stop by. I'm doing some Unity programming today for a plugin that I'm making for VTube Studio. That's the context of today's stream. This is a impromptu work session. Didn't have a whole lot planned, but I had some feedback on this plugin that I'm working on. So I wanted to get to it because I was getting really antsy. It's going. Just by and checking things out. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. I hope you like what you are checking out. If you don't, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Please, you know, submit some feedback in the exit survey, etc., etc. Alright, boom. There we go. So that still works. So, for some context, this plugin is designed to read... Oh, yeah, sorry. The snorkel is not typically part of my normal attire. I'll just take that off. Hold on. Last time I was streaming, I was playing a diving game, and I just forgot to remove this stuff. I'll disrobe for your sake. This is normally what I look like. There we go. The Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers thing is probably a more apt comparison, but I was playing a diving game last time. Anyway, so this plugin that I'm working on is for VTube Studio, the software that animates puppets like the one that I am currently in control of. It is designed to connect heart rate monitor type modules, like not a Fitbit, but if you can imagine similar things. Fitbits are not very open to letting things talk to them. But other heart rate monitors, you can connect to them, and you can use information from them to drive things like a real-time blush, or expressions, like mine makes me angry when I crank it up too high. All sorts of stuff like that. There are parameters for controlling a breathing animation and such like that, so you breathe more heavily when your heart rate gets jacked up, etc., etc. I've seen this get used for Ring Fit Adventure, DDR, and an Elliptical all this week, because this just launched on Thursday. And a bunch of people gave me some pretty good feedback about user experience improvements, among other things. This is fascinating. Well, I'm glad you think so. This is typically what I do on Saturdays, but I was very busy this weekend. I got to see my parents for the first time in quite a while. They came up from their abode, despite the horrible snow that we've been having. Okay, so we got this. We got our ability to add new modules to the bottom of the list where they belong. Cool, that's good. I think that makes sense. Now, the other thing is that this clone profile thing should be working. But it's not, because it's saying there's a duplicate key exception. Yeah, I'm on pretty good terms with my parents, which is, I guess, somewhat unusual. Hello. Chadwick TC, thank you for joining the Skeleton crew. There is a adage here in the underworld which reads, which says, if it does not read rest in peace on your tombstone, you get drafted into the Skeleton War. But you, sir, you've voluntarily enrolled. You've enlisted. You're a recruit now. So your service here will save some poor draftee from needing to get, drafted. Thank you. You are in the reserves for the Skeleton War if and when it happens. Thank you very much. Alright, so the clone function here is supposed to let you clone from other models if you've got multiple ones loaded up, so you can have your settings across every puppet that you've got. Say you have, 4 Skeletoms like myself, and they all have different outfits. One of them is the beachwear, one's the business casual, etc., etc. Those would be different models on the VTube Studio backend, and you probably want them to all blush the same or trigger the same expressions, or at least that's a good jumping off point. So I've recently added this clone feature, and it's complaining that when it's trying to iterate over the models that it has save files for, it's got some duplicate key information, which strikes me as very strange. It shouldn't ever have that, but there is an easy way around this. Let's get into that. So, copy, or clone? I forgot what I called it. Okay, the profile cloning dropdown over here. How did I put this together? Refreshable dropdown module, and at the top level there's a profile cloner component. 4 of them. I mean, I'm not asking for 4 different models. I'm just stating that that might be a possible use case here. First we'll drop down script. Me trying to remember how I put this code together like less than 1 week ago. Profile selector, there we are. Edit the script. Let's go to VS Code. Alright. So I think all I need to do is go in here, get model data name map. And right now I'm just mapping the name of the model, which would be like Skeletom, to the UUID of the file, because every save file has a unique identifier. But a user wouldn't be expected to know what that UUID is, because it's just nonsense. So I wanted to present the display name of the model, but you can run into an issue if you've got the display name. If they're all named Skeleton, then you're sore out of luck. So what we want to do here is add model name. We're going to do this string.format, and it's going to be I love brackets. I think this is the right way to do it in C#, and if not, we will see. It's going to be like this. Love brackets. Parentheses like that. So it's going to be model name, model ID. I think that's the right way that this works in C#. If not, I think I might need to put numbers in those brackets. I can never remember the format syntax between languages. It's just too hard. Moment of truth. Input string was not in a correct format. Okay, I need to put numbers here, I think. I think it's like 0, 1. I think that's how you do that. I think. That's the other thing about being a software engineer is when you do a different language for your day job versus your hobby projects, your head just gets completely scrambled. Okay, there we go. Now it works, but I'm actually kind of surprised, because this is reading, if you can see, we've got 2 Akaris, which is the problem. We have a Hiyori, Skeletom, and Hejiki. So all the ones with the Japanese names are models that come shipped with VTube Studio that you can use for testing stuff. Skeletom is me. I don't know why. I was expecting these to format such that they'd be like Akari parentheses the UUID, but here they're still just showing the name, and that's not actually what I expected, though maybe it is more desirable. So we add the key of model name, model ID, model ID. How is it profile selector then? With the keys. Huh? I am confused. Key is here for this ID name map. We just went to this function. We are saying that the key is this formatted string, which is model name space parentheses the UUID, and then the value is the model ID. So we correlate the name to the file path basically. But then when I'm looking at the actual dropdown, it's just the name, which it shouldn't be. What the fuck? What the fuck? Who knows? Was that just like a weird fluke? There's no way, right? Huh. I don't understand. I don't understand that at all, actually. That's really bizarre. Time to put in some more debugging. I mean, I'm sure this is just going to show me what I already know, or what I'm already seeing. But we'll find out. Alright, console. What do we got for me? Okay, wait, no, this is now even more confusing. Because according to the console here, it is, in fact, formatting like I expected. Hejiki, parentheses, the UUID, Skeletom, parentheses, the UUID. Akari, and Akari. I don't know how I ended up with Akari with 2 separate UUIDs. That shouldn't be possible, I wouldn't think. I don't know. Unless the model herself has changed between versions of VTube Studio. If only Denshi were here, and he could explain to me this weird anomaly. But I don't know why then in the drop-down here it's not displaying with this value. That doesn't make any sense to me. I call it the toString method. Wait, does it like strip the space or something in the toString? I don't understand it. I don't. Unless the drop-down splits on spaces, like in the constructor. I'm confused. Like, yeah, we're in Unity right here. Okay, so it's definitely trying to. The toString method is this whole thing. Okay, but then in the drop-down, is it splitting? Okay, that's baffling. Let's look at this in the actual scene here. In our drop-down, we have our drop-down list, viewport content. Okay. It's got the full name with the UUID. Item label. Wait. Hold on. Oh! That's why. I'm dumb. The UUID is simply too long to display on here. So it's just, it was gonna wrap, and then it's out of frame. I'm a fool. Okay, that makes way more sense. That makes way more sense. So the question is, do I actually want to display the UUID here at all? And I'm not sure if I do. I don't think that's useful to the user too much. It's probably not useful to the user, if I had to guess. Yeah, I guess that's fine as is. So that's another bug, I guess, squashed. That's fine. There we go. So we've got our basic functionality all works. That's good. This seems to work. We can add new stuff, and it goes to the bottom of the list. We do copy, it goes to the bottom of the list. Good. This seems to work. For our profile cloner, we can pick a profile now. That's good. That all makes sense. Okay. That only leaves one other UX item that I wanted to accomplish today, which was, I don't know why I stopped the program, making a drop-down here that would let you choose one of these many input methods, because people found it overwhelming to have all of these different things presented to them up front, and they didn't understand the checkbox system, where you could check them individually, because people were thinking it meant you could check multiple of them at the same time, which is not how it works. But I'm gonna try and eliminate overwhelming information here. Let's do that. So that means we get to make a new module. That's exciting. We have our inputs here. Let's clone this guy. Copy that. We're going to go make a new prefab here. UI prefabs. Modules. This thing right here. This is going to be renamed input selection drop down module. Sure. Gonna copy this as an original prefab. This goes right at the top. Oop, get rid of this. Or is it gonna not let me do that now? Okay, wait. Input over here. Put this guy second from the top. Like so. Okay. Oh, wait, no, I picked the wrong one. Input selection. They look the same right now, but they won't for very long. Okay, now we've got this guy right here. So this will be... text will be... select an input method, and then the bottom piece is going to be a drop-down, and it's going to be that easy. I think I have an element prefab somewhere in here for elements drop-down. Show me that drop-down. Perfect. For a standard styling for a drop-down, width is 320. Yes. Why is it padding? Why is there padding? There shouldn't be any padding. Huh? Is this anchored right? What happened here? Huh? 330? No, what the hell? Why? What? Why is this... Where's this padding coming from? Is this a... Oh! Because this is a horizontal layout group, that's why. We don't need that, actually. We don't need this container at all. We can just do that, I think. Get rid of that. 330. Okay, cool. So now we've got our drop-down as intended. I need to make a script for this. That's pretty easy. Let's see. UI, scripts, modules, heart rate inputs. Input selection dropdown. And now we can go into VS Code, everybody's favorite program. Alright, so we have our heart rate input module is like an abstract class that's an interface we can work with. Let's close some of this other stuff that we don't need. And I believe there's an input type enum here. So that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Brushable dropdown, I think is what we want this to extend. We want the abstract class. Yes, yes, yes. That's fine. So this is an abstract class I made, the refreshable dropdown. We don't actually need this to be able to refresh. I'm just gonna have this refresh on start because it's never actually going to change values, but it does provide a effective way. So like an example for a refreshable dropdown, it provides an effective way to populate a dropdown regardless of how you do it. So like the profile selector is a refreshable dropdown. We have a refresh method. You basically call it refresh values on your populated list. So what I'm going to have this do is on set value, we're going to do heart rate manager instance plugin, and this is going to need to have I guess a dictionary on the inside. I'm having a disjointed thoughts. It's the 9 p.m. disjointed thought hour. Let's go. Plugin is gonna have set. Ow, that's fair. That's fair. Set active heart rate input. What is the? And then I specify an actual heart rate input module. Okay. I think what I want to do here is instead of specifying a module, like the actual instance of the class, I want to pass in the enum, I think. I want to pass in the enum, and then this should just know which one that is from the list. I think. This class is getting kind of out of hand, also, is the thing. Alright, so we've got our heart rate inputs. Now on validate, we find all the objects in the scene that are of that type. That makes sense. So then set active. Let's change this. Where is this called? Activate. Okay. Makes sense. Okay, that's easy enough to change. We're going to change this from the actual reference to the module to the input type. Or module. And then we're going to do if m dot type to module. Easy. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this will be made clear in a moment. This dot type. So now over here, what we're going to have in our refresh method is we're going to get a list of all of the types in that enum, and we're going to just... Oh, actually, wait, no, shit. The problem here is, if I do that, I think I have... Oh, I don't have input types in here yet. I thought I left some in that weren't actually usable yet. Like, I've got direct Bluetooth connection planned and such. But, I don't have those in yet, so that's fine. If I did, I think I would just comment them out, is the way I would solve that problem. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to want to get heart rate input module input types. And what is it? It's enum. How do I turn this into an array? Is always the question. Let's see. I think it's like enum dot get values. And then enum is from what? Where does enum come from? It's in system. I think, okay, it's just system, yeah. So we're going to use using system. Get values. Type of. Wait, do I have a util for this already? I can never remember. I import so much stuff from previous projects. No, I don't. I should make a util for this, though. Okay. Get values type of this. This spits out an array. That's probably fine. Refresh values. Like that. I think that's sufficient. And so what we're going to need to do is convert the... that's annoying. Int index is which one it is in the list. It's kind of annoying. Also, these don't have nice display names. They're just like pulsoid RSS. I'll figure out how to deal with that. I'm going to need some kind of internal map, I think. I wish... One thing I like about Java that C# doesn't have, as far as I know, at least not in the C# I can use in Unity, is you can make enums like objects. So you could implement the toString method for your list of enums and specify what they're represented as by a string. And here they're literally just, as it says, an enumerable number, which I don't quite like. Makes it annoying for stuff like this. Okay, so int index, we're going to do this dot dropdown dot value. Or rather dot options index dot text, and then it's going to be enum dot get no, how do I do this? It's I think I can just cast it. I think that's the right way to do this. Right in big air quotes, because casting like this is probably never the right idea. I think I can just do that. Right? No, okay. How do I name to... Oh, that's annoying. It's gonna be like this. Just cast it to an int. Type of this. Golly, that's an ugly function. Right, it's like that. Why doesn't it like this? My out of whack with my parentheses? No. Only assignment, call, increment, decrement. Oh wait, number expressions can be used as a statement. I don't understand. What's the issue? Type of. Oh, it likes that. Okay. This is hack. This is not good. I don't like this. Even if this is the right way to do it. And then we do... Wait, no, I don't want to cast this to an int. Why am I doing that? Wait, where does this spit out? Huh? This is deranged. I'm thinking this is probably not the right way to do it because of how many casts I have to do. Surely this can't be the correct way to put this together. All I want to do is basically have a list of my drop-down populated with a list of all these enums. When you select one, it will tell the thing to activate it, etc., etc. But this just seems so hacked together. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's add the scripts now in Unity, and we'll see what happens. We will simply have to see what happens. Alright, immediately getting null reference exceptions. Love it. Oh wait, that's unrelated. Input string was not in the correct format. We get on where? Oh, wait, hold on. These issues might not be an issue with the script I just wrote. I think I just left, again, to use the word that Bon was making fun of me before, vestigial code. Hey Densuo, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm doing UX work on my heart rate monitor app because people have finally used it in the wild, and I've gotten to watch people stream with this thing, and they have opinions, and they're right. They're good opinions. Alright, so we pick file. It doesn't seem to activate them. Slider. This doesn't seem to be working, but this part does work. So when you check the checkbox, it does work, but this is not working. Okay. That's not great. I do need to comment this one out because it's not used. This is like a Bluetooth device. Like so. Why does this not work? I don't understand why this wouldn't work. Let's do... Because the checkbox is the same method that's being called. At the end of the day, both of them... Oh, I'm not sharing my VS Code. At the end of the day, this set active heart rate input is called from both here and the checkbox method that we're seeing does work. So I would think that this should do it, assuming that set value is properly being called at all. But maybe this janked up cast is not functional, which is possible. No, it is going. I can see in the output here in my console that it is identifying correctly. Pulsoid RSS, pulsoid, that all seems to work. Challenging stuff. So why is this not triggering? M type equals module. Set status is equal to false. Oh! I'm a clown. Okay, so my set active heart, because I built this assuming that the way you were activating these was checking the checkbox, all this does when you set the active one is set every other one to inactive, which is not the correct way to do this. Not the correct way at all. Else m.set status true. I think this might cause an infinite loop. I'm not sure. Really, actually, all I need to do is... I can simplify this later if it works. We'll find out. This might cause a recursion. I'm not sure. I would be unhappy if that were the case. Yes, that does cause recursion. Get the good old Stack Overflow exception. Okay, so that's no good. We don't want that. So okay, in this method here, the set status one, when it's set to true, we activate. When we activate, we set this as the active heart rate module, and that would bring us back to here, where we're then setting the status to true, etc., etc. Okay, so this is a poorly engineered system. Me from yesteryear put this together like a real clown. Okay. So how do I actually want to do this? Because I'm going to do away with the checkbox thing, and it's just going to be selected from the drop-down. So how do I want to do this? I think what I want to do is... Yeah, we're going to forget this for a minute. Assume that the checkbox is going to go away. And we're gonna iterate over every heart rate input module. And what we're gonna do is it's gonna be m.set or m.gameObject.set active. Set actives like this. Get rid of this conditional. And we'll worry about somewhere in here I have a pointer to the current module. Inputs. Oh wait, no I don't. I'm a clown. Yeah, okay, there's a bunch of re-engineering I can do here. But first things first, let's see if this works. Cool. Slider. File. Pulsoid. Pulsoid. Yes, okay, so this... Oh, let me show Unity again. Alright, so we've got our select an input method. Do like slider, file, read from file, pulsoid RSS. And this all works well and good. So the next step is going to be removing this checkbox, because I'm just going to have it be whatever one you have opened up is active, I think, is how I want that. And that would make sense. But this is the UX that was asked of me, basically, is only display one of these at a time, select from a drop-down, makes it way more concise, and less overwhelming. So that's good. Okay. Boom, boom. So the other thing I need to do here, there are two things. I need to make it actually choose the one that you have pulled up as active. So, like right now, even though it's hidden, it's still using the slider. And I go back to the slider, crank it up all the way. We go back to the API one for the actual device. It doesn't work. I also need to make these names on this list more human readable. So I need to have some kind of translation table somewhere. I wish I could just have them ask what the display name would be. But that's not doable, I don't think. Or, oh, you know what? You know what I can do? Oh, I'm such a clown. Such a clown. Okay. Let's overwrite the toString method in here. These are gonna now have okay, wait, no, I need to think about this. What I want to do is override the toString method for these. Oh, good night, Fuba. Have a pleasant evening. It's getting kind of late here as well. I'm almost done, I think, as well. I'm pretty close to getting this feature in a workable state. Didn't want to stream for too long tonight. Just wanted to get this out of the way and out of my head before the work week starts. Yeah, so bonus error, good night. What are we doing here? It's active. Oh, I lost my train of thought. So I could give these a field for their name, and that might be sufficient. I could do, like, okay, so serialized field, private string display name. Like so. Actually, what I'm going to do is... Oh, no, don't. I'm probably, like, don't step. I could very easily run you in circles, and it's not that, surely not that interesting. Serialized field, private text, label. And then so this will be... Here's how this is going to work. It's fine, don't worry. All right, you're the boss. So now we're gonna do public override string toString. Yep, and this we're gonna return this dot label dot text. Okay, so now the way these get resolved as a string is their label name. I'll have to make sure we fill in what the label is in a moment here. Then what I can do is here, instead of doing this nonsense with the enum get values, I can ask the heart rate plugin here for an immutable list, sorry, plugin here. Where is it? On start here, we get our heart rate inputs. I can make a getter for this. Public list heart rate. Inputs. Get return new list. We're doing a new in this case, even though it's not very memory efficient. Like ideally, I would just return the list that I have, but I want to make sure that the user, or the the user, the developer, can't accidentally modify the list here. So we're returning a new copy of it because I don't trust myself. So we have heart rate inputs there. Here we would do then heart rate manager instance plugin heart rate inputs like that, and then okay, so we have these, and then we get rid of all of this nonsense. Oh wait, no, but okay, so wait, shoot. How do I convert this to... That's annoying. Oh wait, no it's not. No it's not. Not at all. I can do this. We just pass in the text. No, that's weak though. I was gonna say I could just change this to accept in a name, but then you could pass anything in. That's no good. Ah, shit. Oh, wait. Wait. I'm a clown. This just needs a dictionary. This needs... Every problem can be solved with a dictionary. Private dictionary string heart rate input module modules new dictionary. And so what we're going to do is reach heart rate input module in like that. This dot add. We're going to do module dot toString module. And then we can do this dot modules like so. So now we're using the display name as a key, a unique key here. Why is it not like this? Oh. Okay. That's fine. Oh, we need to clear. Okay. So what this is doing here, I don't need to new line. Why on that is we get our list of all of the different modules that the plugin has registered. We use their display name as a key, and the value is the actual module itself. We then can display the key on the dropdown, so we have all the nice display names. Then when we finally set our value, we know we get the display value from that option, and we can select it in our dictionary here, using it as the key, and get the actual value we want. And this allows the select method to still be strongly typed, so I'm not just passing a string in and hoping for the best. UI stuff can be weakly typed, that's fine, but core engine stuff needs to be strongly typed. So now, oh, whoops, one more thing I need to do. I need to go into my various modules here, and I need to go into the prefabs in Unity. Not scripts, prefabs, modules, hurry modules. I need to go to all of these and assign a reference to their label. here, which is like this, I think. This is the one that reads read from file? Yes. Okay. Oops. Kind of tedious, but that's how prefab stuff works in Unity. There's no easier way to do this automatically, I don't think. But once I get these set up, it should be pretty straightforward, I think. Pulsoid RSS. Oops. Where's the... Sir, where's the... Oh, it's all the way up here. Label. Slider. Label. I guess I could just find a component named label, like on validate or whatever. That would probably work. That's probably a better way to do this. Okay, that's my 4 options right now. Does this look good when I run it now? Yeah, okay. It does. It seems like they're kind of in a random order, though, which is odd. Not really what I want, but pulsoid app, widget feed, read from file. Okay. I don't know why they're in a random order, though. But this part seems to work, which is good. Who's pinging me? Oh. Let's see. Why are these in an odd order? Because, like, in the scene here, I would think it would just go top to bottom. But it doesn't seem like it is. It should be slider, input, RSS, read from file. But then it's not doing that. Huh, that's odd. In the manager here, the actual plugin itself, what order are these in the list? Plugin manager, here's the actual plugin. Inputs. Oh, that would be why. Can I reorder these? Of course not. If I strike this list, what happens? I set this back to 0. It automatically. That's so weird that this one comes out at the top. I wonder why. Because that's not super desirable. Huh. Oh yeah, maybe it asked me to add a icon here. Do that. Because I want the slider to be the default, is the thing. Over here. My stupid head's blocking what I'm trying to show off. Don't worry about it. I'm talking to myself. That's so strange. I'm not sure what the best way to tackle this is. I could sort these, I guess? But I don't know by what criteria I would sort them. Because I could just sort them by their... If we go back to here and see that we have our enum somewhere in here for type, I could sort them by this order. But then you might get stuff... I guess then it's just up to me to make sure I sort these properly. Let's do that. Sort. Think this is how you do it? A dot. Nope. What is the way to do an inline? So I'm so out of practice. Inline sort C#. Yeah, no, it is like this, isn't it? A dot. Okay, no, this is correct. I think. Yeah, okay. Type. I think it's like that. No? What is it? What does this want? Why doesn't it like this? Oh, it needs to return a comparison. Int dot compare? Integer dot... Is that even a thing? There we go. How does this sort my list now? Let's find out. Okay, that did it. That sorted them in the correct order. Oh, that's weird. Oh, there we go. Okay. Read from file. Pulsoid. There we go. Now I guess I could just sort these in whatever arbitrary order I wanted here, if I really felt inclined. Okay, so that's good. So then the final thing I need to do is make choosing one of these items in the list actually enable that as the... Because right now all it's doing is showing it, but as we were seeing before, the slider is still the one that's activated. So how do we want to go about doing that? What is the way to do that? So in our code again, we have our heart rate input module. Oh, that's the ranges. No, that's not what I wanted. Heart rate input module. It has a activate function, which you call on it. We say when you do this, we set the active heart rate input is the one that we're currently on. We enable our toggle, and on status change is called. If you want to have anything happen when it changes. So that's used for like our ones that make web calls. You only start doing the web calls when the status is active. You don't want to constantly have doing web calls in the background, because that's a lot of network noise that you don't need. So, activate and deactivate are called from set status. That makes sense. I think what I want to do then is just... Okay, so if we set status, activate it, set the active heart rate. Okay, that makes sense. Toggle is on. So the problem we were encountering is I wrote this like an absolute idiot, and the way that we... Where is it? set active heart rate. We just iterate over all of them, and we were calling the set status, which then sets the active. It was like back and forth. Basically, we were just deactivating every other one when we were setting one of them active, which doesn't work if you're not using that checkbox. Not what we wanted to do. What I want to do here, instead of just setting active, is set status m dot set status, like so. But I don't know how to avoid this recursion thing, because I want to be able to set status when we load this, because that's the other place that this is called, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, in toggle we check for our status, and then when we load it from data, we set our status this way. So you want that to call it to the plugin. But at the same time, you also want to be able to call it to the plugin directly and tell it which one to use without having to go through the object itself, I think. Oh wait, here's a dumb hacked solution. Instead of all that, instead of doing this here at the end, what we could do is dot set status true. Don't need this parenthesis. Now that's a hacked solution, but I think this will work without too much other additional headache. Okay, so no, Stack Overflow. Why are we still getting a Stack Overflow? That doesn't make sense to me. Set status is true. Okay, if we do that, in here, when we activate, we set our active heart rate input is to this dot type. Okay. Oh wait, sorry. That's why. Like so. There we go. It's working, so now I can choose the test slider or go to the Pulsoid app. Can do a read from file. And you can see that they all have their little checkbox. So like if I do my OAuth for my Pulsoid module and get a new token, just to demonstrate flipping between these, this should work. Why is this not working? Okay, actually, I take it all back. This doesn't work. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. Are they all staying active is what I'm thinking is happening here. Slider. What is the status of our toggle panel? Toggle. Yes, okay, they're all staying active. That's exciting. Okay. That's easy enough to fix, though. I think. Set active. Is on. This is all kind of circular anyway. I should probably just have a pointer to the module that it's referencing instead of having it read from trying to figure out which one it is in the list. That's kind of backwards. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Because this is dumb. iterating over everyone in the list and hiding ones that are not enabled. I want to do away with that checkbox anyway, so I'm just trying to not to design around it right now, because I'll get rid of it eventually. And then in the update loop here, wherever the fuck that is, up here, the way I was getting the values, I was iterating over all of them and just checking is it active, which is not really the right way I want to be doing that. Um. Yeah, I probably just want to do... like so. And then here, we get rid of this for loop. Do a ternary, like that. Get rid of one of these. Alright, so that's better. We get a rolling average. Then when we set our active heart rate module, we do an iterate over all of them and set them active, true or false. And we're going to do this. We're going to reverse course when I made this pass in the enum. Don't want to do that anymore. We're going to do module. That's fine. So here, just pass in this. I think we're good again. So now to demonstrate this, and if this works, I will call it a night because I'm getting tired already. Okay, this doesn't work. That's interesting. Why not? It's because I threatened to take it easy if this worked. Okay, so... oh, that's because I'm doing false equivalency here. Oh, why am I even doing equals there? That's... hold on. No. What I should do is set active... false. And then we do module dot no need to check any kind of equals. Just always do this. Read from file, test slider, pulsoid app. Didn't save my auth token? What the fuck? Why did it not save that? There we go. Oh, let me pop back to Unity. Alright, here it is working in its glory. All of its glory. So we can now swap to the slider. We can see that the value updates. And I'll swap over to the pulsoid app. Value updates accordingly to indicate that it is swapping this input method. Yep, there we go. Cool, cool, cool. So stuff that I need to do is I need to update this tooltip on the select an input method. I need to redo this label so that it doesn't feature this checkbox, or rather make the checkbox probably not touchable by a person. I don't know. I'll probably make it like a big text label like this instead of a little label like so. And then I'll be all set here. And this paves the way for me to add a ton more input methods because I don't need to worry about presenting them all at the same time or something nonsensical like that. So now, okay, so if I select Pulsar app like this, and I stop the app, and I reboot it, it's not going to remember that I had that selected, right? Well, it remembers that I had it activated, which is cool, but this needs to be set somehow, because it has the selected one not be this one. Oh, that's a pain in the ass. Do I have it in me to figure that out right now? Not sure the best way to do that. That's actually a huge pain in the ass. Because I don't want to have like a direct reference to the UI. The UI should be able to pull that from the plugin here, the core data, or the core like manager. But I want to end on a note where I solve everything. This whole thing needs refactoring anyway. I don't know. This whole thing is kind of a mess. We're gonna get rid of this toggle, so that's just gonna be gone. Yeah, and then so then we have our drop down, and we want to set the value of this in such a way. I don't know. This is tricky. This is tricky. We need some method in here that we can call where it will set the value to be the name of the active input module. I'm not sure how we do that without gluing the UI to the back end. But that's a problem for another day, I think. I'm tired. It's 9:30 on a Sunday. Not even on a Saturday. I don't normally stream this late on a Sunday. So, you know, I'm way out of it. So I think I'm going to call it there for now. I'll resume working on this after hours, or not after hours, on and off during the week. I'll be, I believe, streaming Plamo with Bond tomorrow. I'll be finishing up some Lego kits on stream on her channel tomorrow at like 8 o'clock, which should be good. And then I don't know what the weekend holds for me. I might be busy again, and I might not be able to stream again, but that's fine. That's okay. Now for the highlight of the evening, I get to figure out who, if anyone, I can raid. Let's find out. Twitch.tv. Yeah, no problem, Fuba. Go to sleep. It's late. It's too late for you. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Alright, who is awake? Oh, hey, speaking of Plamo, okay, there's my answer. I'm gonna send you to Hoshino Char, another VTuber. She is, I believe, currently building a, some kind of kit. I don't think it's a Gundam. Oh, Curio's not a bad idea either. Shit. A lot of good options. Ooh. Okay. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna share the links for both of these in the chat, and you guys can decide on your own. Because now I'm at an impasse. So my friend Curio here is playing Neopets? I think that's what they're doing. Wish I could read both of them, just split the fan base. And then Char is building some kit. I don't think this is a Gundam. I don't recognize this as a Gundam. You got here right at the end. Yeah. All good. It's too late for me to be programming. I solved most of my problems, but the only remaining issue, the outstanding issue here, Gate, is so I changed it to have a drop down to select your desired way of controlling the app, right? But when you reload in from a save, it doesn't update the dropdown. It will show you the correct input method that you had saved, but the dropdown doesn't reflect what's actually on screen when you load in from a fresh time. So I'll figure that out some other time because my brain is baked. And now I'm trying to figure out who to raid, if anyone, and I'm at a huge impasse. I've got Neopets on one hand, and on the other hand, I've got making and crafting. So take your pick. If either of those sound good to you, just follow the links I provided in the chat. I'm going to send people to the makers one, because that's more in line with what I'm doing right here. But I wholeheartedly recommend you check out the Neopets as well. So let's do... There we go. And that's going to do it for me. Until tomorrow, like I said, I'll be on Bond's channel doing some more Lego. And then I don't know what the weekend holds for me. That's all. Bonus era, and good night.